You might know him from his tattoo work here in the DMV.
People tell the truth to three people: bartenders, hairstylists, and tattoo artists.
Or perhaps you know him for his stunning photography. He's amassed over 1 million followers on Instagram and has been published by the likes of National Geographic and Discovery.
You know, I always did photography as a hobby. And then I started scuba diving and I started really getting into it underwater. And I started getting published like that.
I found out about Manassas-based artist Greg Piper when several of you guys messaged me on Instagram saying I needed to share his story.
I've been tattooing since I was 17. I grew up, my stepdad was in a bike club in Pittsburgh.
Greg's tattoo shop, Exposed Temptations Tattoo, is celebrating 30 years in business in 2024.
I spent my high school years airbrushing jean jackets, Iron Maiden jean jackets and things like that.
Greg told me he really honed his ink skills when he served in the Army in his 20s.
When you're learning to tattoo in the military, you have no shortage of willing participants, should I say so.
He says a trip to Japan to look at preserved skins from Yakuza gangsters inspired the tattoo designs he's become famous for, and the reason many people will travel hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles to have him put his art on their bodies.
I think it looks badass. I like the tradition of it. I like the black and gray background with the color foreground pieces.
When I caught up with Greg, he was finishing up a tiger design on the leg of one of his regulars, Dave. It's a process that can sometimes take days.
How long have you been getting tattooed by Greg?
It's been about 7 years, and we usually have a conversation or we listen to music, and the time passes by.
My clients come in and it's kind of like tattoo artist, bartender / shrink.
He's a man that appears quite hulking and gregarious on the surface, but it's Greg's humor that really connects him with his customers.
For every one woman that passes out getting a tattoo, 100 men pass out. For every one woman that complains about pain, 100 guys cry about it. I tell people tattooing is 30% talent and 70% likability.
Jokes aside, whether it's tattooing or photography, you get the feeling Greg is a true artist in every sense of the word.
When you look at a photograph, that's what it should do. It should capture that imagination and tell the story without a lot of input from the outside.
His latest obsession, teaching. He told me he wants to pass along tricks of the photography trade to a new generation. Oftentimes, he'll meet with up-and-coming artists on the many international trips he takes.
And I take them out for the day and teach them how to use their cameras.
And it's these travels that re-energize Greg to tattoo whenever he returns to the DMV, the place, he says, that keeps him grounded.
Most of my close friends started out as clients.
Greg finished up by telling me that with all the political and societal craziness swirling around us in 2024, he takes pride in the fact that his shop is one of those little slices of life where you can leave your worries at the door. His mantra, tomorrow is a gift, not a guarantee.
Really, we have more common ground if we would just have conversations.
Here out in Manassas with Greg, I'm Matt Kaufax. Thanks for having me out today, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Matt. Look forward to getting you in that chair.
We'll see. WTOP News.
For more stories like this, download and listen to WTOP Radio on our app or tune in to 103.5 FM.